Hi folks, it's the 13th of March 2025 and as many of you know, I am organising a big astrological conference at the start of May near St Albans to the northwest of London, and we are selling tickets. There's a very few early bird tickets left. They'll be gone within a few days, but tickets are selling. The event is definitely happening. And there's going to be a number of different workshops involved by a number of different astrologers. So over the coming few weeks, I'm going to be doing a lot of different videos on YouTube talking about each of the workshops in the order that we're running them. Now, I'm organising the event, so I'm doing the first workshop. After the first get-together and the first evening meal, and after me and Rick Levine have gone on stage and introduced ourselves to everyone else, and then we've put everyone in groups according to their sun sign, their moon sign, the ascendant sign. That's just a bit of fun. But then on the Friday evening, we're going to get into some workshops proper, and I'm doing the first proper workshop of the symposium on astrocartography. I've been using astrocartography. I've been looking at it in charts since 1998, and I've been interpreting it since 2001, which is longer than most. So I'm going to be looking at the different types of astrocartography and how you can use it to work out the best place in the world using astrology for you to find out which is the best place for you to live, where the best place is for you to work, where the best place is for relationships, and where the best place is for personal growth and self-development. And I'm going to be doing this by showing you a number of charts, and I'll try and replicate them here on YouTube. Firstly, I'm going to be showing you where planets are at 6 p.m. UK time today, 13th of March. I'll be showing you where the planets are in terms of being directly overhead. And when the planets are directly overhead, this shows where the best places in the world are for you to work, because when planets are directly overhead, they're on the midheaven. And the midheaven deals with job, work, career, goals and ambition, as well as the way you market, promote, advertise, sell and project yourself. So wherever the sun is overhead at the moment you were born, that's the best place in the world for you to work. It's a north-south line. And as you will see from the midheaven astrocartography chart, these are where it is at 6 p.m. UK time. Conversely, there's the positions of the planets on the IC, the zenith, the nadir, the opposite of the midheaven, the lowest points of the planetary orbits at the moment of birth, in this case 6 p.m. on the 13th. And these lines show the best places in the world for you to live. It's where you can be private, secure, safe, and not out there in the world. The third chart I'll be showing you will look at where planets are rising at 6 p.m. on the 13th of March, or wherever time you specify according to your specific birth chart. And where planets are rising is where you show the best qualities of those energy. So, for example, if you go to the sine wave across the Earth's surface where Mars is rising at the moment of your birth, that is where you're going to have a lot more physical energy than normal. If you go to where the moon is rising at the moment that you were born, you'll find that that's where you're more empathetic, sensual, and even emotional. If you go to where the sun was rising at the moment of your birth, that's when you're going to feel more integrated, assimilated, and holistic. The fourth chart I'll show you will be where planets are setting at the time of birth, the descendant. And this is where you get on with people best at the one-to-one level. Whether it is in terms of personal and intimate relationships, friend, family, professional, doesn't matter. So I'll be looking at where planets are overhead and underneath, where they're rising and setting. And then I'll be showing you a fifth chart with all four of these sets of lines together, giving you an overall picture. Then I'll be showing you a different form of astrocartography. When you look at where planets are overhead and underneath, rising and setting, it is as if you are looking through the lens of the planets onto the surface of the Earth and seeing where those planetary energies superimpose on the Earth's surface. The alternative way is where you look at the local space lines. And that is, if you were born, say hypothetically, at 6 p.m. today on the 13th of March, you look out of your hospital window or your house window at the moment of your birth and go, right, there's Mars. Okay, straight line down to the horizon. And then you take that line around the Earth. And that is how you directly experience those lines. It's not like this is how these planetary energies affect you. It's how you react to the planetary energies. It's more inverse rather than obverse. So I'll show you that as the 6th chart. And then the 7th chart, which will seem like a real spider's web, is when I put all of these lines together in one big chart. Now, it's much easier to look at them in single charts than it is collectively, because when you look at it collectively, it's just like a mass of lines all over the place. But when you break it down into individual segments, you will find that there's always going to be 2 or 3 places in the world where there will be a big conjunction of planet or conjunction of lines. A lot of lines will come together. And it's amazing how many times certain places in the world seem to be activated by people's astrocartography. For example, very rarely do I find myself sending people into the heart of the Mato Grosso or into the middle of the Gobi Desert or into the middle of the Sahara. But very commonly, I do find myself sending people to Bhutan or to Machu Picchu or to the Rockies around Boulder and Colorado. There are certain places that seem to jump out a lot. And it is really fascinating when I do a couple's astrocartography about how many times in the one person's chart I'll find 5 or 6 locations that are absolutely brilliant for them. And in the other person's chart I'll also find 5 or 6 locations, but 2 of those locations will be brilliant for both of them. Then they go off there, and the next thing you know, I'm getting a letter from them or an email from them 2 or 3 years down the line saying, hi, we're living here, we're happily married, we're settled, we've got kids, it's great, thank you so much, please come and visit. And that's lovely when that happens, because it does work. If you're going to ask me how it works, I can't explain it in terms that astronomers or scientists would understand. But I know that the planets have a direct effect upon the Earth and on humans. I can prove that. I mean, you can hear Jupiter's energy on the shortwave radio, so it's got to be hitting us. So if it lands in certain lines across the Earth's surface, much stronger than in other places, and you happen to be on one of those lines, then you're going to pick up this energy. And that's the basis of how it works. So yeah, if you're coming to this gig I'm doing near St Albans at the start of May, this will be the first workshop. And it will all be recorded. And you'll get at least the audio, if not the video of everything, at some indeterminate date in the future. And you can find out about all of this and the workshops. I'll be releasing the program in a few weeks' time. But you can get tickets and find out all the details either by emailing me at steve@stevejudd.co or by clicking the link on the end of this video. Meantime, go and have a look at your own astrocartography, and if you want to come to the workshop and hear what a specialist has to say about it, you're most welcome. Take care, folks. Catch you later. Bye now.